Lots of insults.
Yes.
And then some soul searching of the, are we the baddies? Are we slave traders?
Yeah, that was awkward.
hmm
Did it flop? Mm. Okay. Moose, what happened to Phelan?
I don't know. 1 minute they were there, next minute they were getting carried out.
Who got him? I'll get the bastard. I was blind at the time.
Oh, this is awkward. You did.
Me? How?
Well, you did. I don't know what it was, but you sort of pointed your hands and got a big area.
I told you to point me in the right direction.
Yeah, away from me was that way, and Phelan happened to be in that direction.
Ah, so that's your fault. Got you. Tell you what.
Don't think I'm going to
tell
be
you-
taking responsibility for that one.
I tell you what, let's blame the guy with the one with the funny hat, you know, the wizardy type. Let's blame him.
Hmm That's a
Or
good
her.
idea. I like that. Or Star.
Or Star.
It's definitely not my fault. Definitely not me.
I didn't see you stop it.
No.
I
Can you
neither
do
did either
counter
of you.
spell?
No, of course I cannot do counter spell.
Terrible.
I haven't learned that.
Wait till I tell Phelan you hurt them.
Wait till I tell you Bronco.
I forgot about that.
Do you think if we nobble a couple of those, they might let our team back in? Yeah, asking for a friend.
It's not a bad thing to try, maybe.
I mean, if a couple of them go missing tonight, maybe there's some spaces will open up.
I mean, we should probably investigate the rules on that, because if somebody does vanish, maybe it's the last disqualified that goes in next.
Well, that would be Sephi, wouldn't it? And Phelan was before. No,
Hmm.
no, it was the toucan with the shotgun before that, wasn't it?
Don't mind
I'm
me.
not entirely sure what the order was, but I think Sephi.
Was the last
I
one?
think we'd have to take about 3 or 4 out before Sephi got accepted in there. So maybe it's not worth it.
No, we can definitely try.
I think Sephi was the last one eliminated. I think.
The order from the left-hand side is top down, so I think Moth was the first, and then Sephi was the last to be eliminated.
Oh.
So Phelan was like second, something like that. For this time, Ray, Livy has been spending her time, so she's been given VIP treatment with Nova, so they've been in the viewing box for the last few rounds. Nothing really was said. That was the reason why, but just given off and hadn't exactly gone through with some of the trials herself, so I decided to step out for the last of them.
Okay. So is that Livy's no longer in running at all, kind of thing? Just so I know.
Currently.
Okay.
Like pull some
what you got?
strings.
Yeah.
So was she just so I know how to react to Novus a bit more? Like, was there any? Was she just kind of pulled to the side, kind of thing? Was told to go see him, or like, what was the kind of explanation?
I hand waved it. Livy, basically offered
We'll
just
wing it.
like, yeah. I didn't give any thought whatsoever. I'm afraid. We can come to that.
We'll wing it later.
Maybe he tried to keep you out of danger.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of was my thought, that Nova's probably trying to be like, oh, you don't have to do this. And Livy's probably mildly annoyed and watching very worriedly over her friends. She's probably giving him a little bit of the cold shoulder if anyone looked closely.
But yeah.
Probably Nim would be very happy with that.
Yeah, even though I took out Phelan. It's my fault. But no one saw that. It's darkness. Can we go see our friends, or do we have to stay in the arena?
No. It would have been a case of now you've been all presented and stuff. You're free to leave and rest, prepare, do whatever you need to do.
I'm wondering, guys, if we
How long we got?
Till the next day.
wasn't it the next day?
Oh,
I'm
nice.
wondering if we can convince Ivik to give up his place for, I don't know, Phelan or Sephi. That's allowed.
If that's even allowed.
We need to find someone who knows the rules.
Which is worth asking. Yeah, let's just do it.
Well,
we do that,
speaking
then we
of
can-
rules, there was a complication. So to help with Ray as well, I think Rambly is one of the 10 that managed to get through. Nim had swapped numbers with him, so therefore the crowd totally believed that he is Rambly.
Oh yeah.
Even better.
So in terms of rules, there is some wobbliness going on already.
Okay. So if we give Sephi Ivik's, if we steal some numbers and knock them out,
That actually might be a bad shout.
I will say, at this stage, you've all been very much paraded the final 10 as, think of it as Hunger Games, and you're all like very much been highlighted as
I think I've never
VIPs.
not heard of Sephi the Shape Changer. Just saying.
Yeah, that's an idea.
I mean, no one's actually seen the halfling. He's been camouflaged the whole time. No one actually knows what he looks like.
Oh, yeah. Ethan.
Ethan. Anyway, well, I think we'll make our way to Sephi and Phelan, obviously in our own campy area when there's no one about, and see if they're okay, if they're recovering.
Yeah, Sephi, you would have regained during the rest half your hit points, so you don't have to roll any dice or rest. But obviously you had been knocked out, so just a little bit worse for wear, but nothing fatal.
Maybe Phelan's been taken off somewhere else because they were. Jamie's not here.
Well, she is not
Very
happy.
bad, yeah.
She's having a timeout because otherwise she might shoot someone.
Yes. Moose, get your darkness ready.
It's a very bad knock, you know. It's a very bad knock.
But she will be happily spectating. He will be happily spectating for the remainder.
So, Sephi, you okay? You took some
I'm
big hits
alright.
from that big fucker.
Oh, if he hadn't have fucking got me in the corner, it would have been fine.
I was expecting you to parkour up the wall and round.
I mean, it's hard when the wall's just some fucking logs, isn't it?
I don't know. I can't do that. I'm not sure how it works.
I mean, I would have. The logs aren't very tall, so it wouldn't really have helped. It's not like I could get way above his head or anything.
Got you. We're wondering if we can convince Ivic to surrender his number to you.
I mean, won't people kind of realise that I'm not a halfling?
Well, we just say some magic stuff that they weren't aware of.
Cool. I mean, they have seen me fight at the same time as him fighting.
Yeah, but we could just say you were like twin changelings, people, things.
Or we could just poison Ivic.
Yes. Or we could look at. I've still got those manacles. We can just climb up in a tent somewhere.
I mean, I'm not opposed to that.
The question is, do we try and convince him, or just go for the straight tying him up?
Maybe we ask him if he's willing first.
Yeah, he doesn't
like
seem
what?
the sort.
What was it he was actually wanting from this vault? He wanted to be one of the last 10. Did we ask him what he actually wanted?
He wants fame and fortune.
Mm.
Well, let's go ask him, shall we? We'll go approach Ivic.
Evic's been with you the whole time now. That'd be funny. Sure. As Ivic has been enjoying his newfound success and his notoriety. You'll see him walking around, and a lot of people are like sort of hand waving him, patting him on the back, giving him quite a lot of attention, which he wholeheartedly agrees with is well deserved.
Yeah. So Ivic, you're
Hey! Yeah! Oh my god, that was fun.
through. Is this your plan? You want to win that whole thing? Because you're not going to beat us.
Why not? I beat that wolf up. Did you see that big wolf? I stood him like 65 times.
The thing is, you owe us so much gold. You kind of owe us not to win. So there's no point in you going in, is there?
Wait. If I owe you gold, if I win, I probably get a lot of gold. I could probably pay you back.
Not enough.
What do you mean not enough? It's like, you said I was like 30 gold.
No, I said 280 gold plus interest. You said you're bad with numbers. This is ridiculous.
Do me a deception roll.
Oh, God, not me. Let's hope he's not very...
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
With the -1, I got a 16.
You know what? Oh god. I've got a natural 15. What's my modifier? I wasn't going to have to consider this at all, but now it's close.
Oh dear.
Sheena's charisma. He's a rogue. Give me 1 second. Normally it's like a good degree of separation, so I don't have to even think about it. But
Yeah.
this is.
Well, if he's a rogue, hopefully he's not a charisma guy. Might be a dumpster.
How did I say rogue / sorcerer? No. Well, I didn't really remember it being that amount, but then again, I wasn't really paying attention. Sometimes the mouth moves and numbers come out, and I don't really pay attention.
I see. Well, I tell you what, we will wipe your deck clean if you surrender your place to Sephi.
But don't you think I'm like no offense to her, but I think I'd be better, I'm more useful. You know, I don't get knocked out.
Yeah, but she was fighting the big guy. You just fought a little wolf. Come on.
The wolf was the same size as that big guy.
Yeah, but you were 3-on-1 and she was 1-on-1.
You have a select memory, but tell you what, I like a good bargain. You wipe away whatever debt you owe me. I'm free to leave if I want to, if I swap spaces, and try to think of something really fun. You name your firstborn after me.
Deal.
I'd make that deal.
Spits into his hand. Shake.
I just spit in my hand and shake too. Ugh.
Takes his number from around his neck. We'll say 52. Fuck it, I won't pay attention. And then we'll offer it.
23, I think he was.
And then offer it. Take it. And then all the people who are sort of crowded around while this is happening. I retire, guys. I've officially retired. Sorry, got your hopes up, but better luck next time. But keep an eye out for these ones. They're excellent.
And I'll quickly give the number to Sephi. He said, your substitute is ready and waiting to go.
Cheers. That was easier than I thought.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell the big guys I quit. And then I gave the number away.
So you got a big injury. Or it was too easy. So it was too easy for you and you want to challenge.
Oh, that's better. Yeah, I never believe I took any damage, really. But yeah, the too easy bit, they'll get.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Ivik. My firstborn's going to be amazing.
Yeah, great. I suppose I'll be rooting for you. I don't see why not. I've got nothing else to go.
Cool. Well, I'll keep my testicles, haven't I? You wouldn't have a firstborn.
What?
Okay. Well, that was easier than I thought. Okay, Sephi, step up. You're in.
Cheers.
And we can also say, because you were the last eliminated, then that makes sense as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they don't like it, we'll all quit, and then we'll have no one going in.
At this point, Livy, you could make your way to the encampment, having watched the last event, and go looking for your friends, having finally had a chance to catch up.
Well, I think she'd ask Novus any information or insider knowledge that he's got on the other finalists.
Ooh, do we a persuasion with advantage?
Yeah.
Because they're quite in the know.
Yeah, that's it. Like anything. Because it's so good, it's advantage, because I'm a -1, so...
Advantage, like +3.
Well, I get... It's not bad. 16.
Okay, yeah. Well, as for the big gentleman, numbers, he was a brute, and I imagine getting in his way is not a good idea. He's probably not so clever, and hopefully any puzzles or tricks inside the vault will hang him out to dry. You have Philippe, he's an alchemist, and, well, as we saw in the fight, he can change his form into a were-creature with the right concoction, so assuming he could do that, he could probably do quite a lot more. There was a bard amongst the fight, Malamadre. She was quite good with her spells, but again, not much of a bruiser, so maybe anything big that comes their way, such as numbers, may be a challenge. Finally, there is Sir Mogwin, as I know of. I think he's a knight from a distant realm, sort of. Well, I'd say a roguish knight, to be fair, as one of those that hide in the shadow rather than lead with honour or duty. Don't know much more. As for the other two, was Tanka, the lupine. I don't know about her, or Ethan, the halfling. No, I'm afraid not.
Okay. I will need to consider what to do next. I'm not quite happy that I didn't get to fully fight in this tournament, Novice. I appreciate the treatment you've given me here, but I was intending to go through as far as I can with my friends.
Well, potentially there may be a way to get you, if you were so intent in getting involved. I'm not going to stop you. It would mean either persuading or potentially eliminating one of the others. I could put a word in if that were to happen to suggest you are a good candidate. But as to which one, I guess that would be after something you'd need to deal with. If I were seen to be involved with the final 10 in any way, that would probably cause myself and Whistlefittz quite a lot of issues.
Of course, especially with you all being the new gods now. Can't be getting involved. I will take everything you've given me to my friends, and I suggest you keep ready to put in that good word for me. And again, I appreciate the treatment you've given, but I'm not quite as naive to things as I was when we first began speaking.
No,
And with that, she'll kind of flounce off.
Certainly don't believe so, but enjoy.
I'm gonna move it down here. I don't really know where to
That's
put it
fine.
otherwise. But...
We're not on this map anyway. This is just for references.
Yeah. So Livy would immediately make herself over to the encampment and find everyone and share the information that Novus was giving her. So I think there's a way for me to join in with you all, and I imagine Novus would do the same for Phelan, but we need to kind of remove 2 people and replace them.
We get that bard you were telling us about, Madame Marjorie, and numbers to have a fight. I might eliminate one of them.
That's not bad, Sharon.
I mean, you can do suggestion or something. Can you, Cat? You can control minds. What's it? Just holding people.
Well, do we want to target the biggest threats?
What? Get them to
You're
fight
the
each other?
biggest-
That's better.
Either the biggest threats or just the ones we think will fall for it the most.
This both includes the big
I-
dumb guy.
I think the big fucker and the were fucker were probably, I don't know, personally, I think they were probably the biggest threat. I mean, you couldn't take that big guy out. That's pretty scary.
What? That
I couldn't.
tank,
I tried punching him so many times and it just didn't get through.
that tanker took that wolf out and was not scared of the wolf at all. The lupine. So that's my worry. The little halfling, he just hides. So if he just doesn't turn up, maybe they just think he's hiding. But we need to sow some seeds of discord. That's for sure. Let's tell numbers that someone was bad mouthing him. Say use steroids or something, you know.
We want to do it without getting involved ourselves. I don't think we should be messengers. I don't think they should think we're involved at all.
I've got something that's pretty nasty, but it might work.
Nasty is okay.
I've
You got-
does fire wine.
Oh God!
That's what I mean. It's a bit nasty, but if we spike one of their drinks,
So we have spare people in the party staff enough to do that. If we needed.
they'll turn into mindless killing machines. But
Yeah, exactly. Then they get disqualified.
I think there's enough people around to stamp it in the bud. It's not going to spread, is it? It's from the wine. It's not from being bitten or anything.
Mm.
Just a suggestion.
Mm.
I mean, I've got the helmet. I can do suggestion, but it's a very, very, strong-willed people might be able to pass that quite easily.
I mean, I don't think Numbers is particularly strong-willed. He's strong, but
Well, I just hope he doesn't have any anti-magic stuff, because he is not Juggernaut. I can suggest him to go hide in the forest for a day or so.
I'll just say to him, hey, you go in the woods for a few days.
Yeah. Would you kindly? Bioshock reference.
Mm.
How long does it last?
Suggestion, I think it's 8 hours, isn't it?
So if you tell him to go for a walk in a straight line north for 8 hours, when he gets there and it runs out, he'll then have to have another 8 hours turning around to walk this way. And hopefully by that time we've started. So
I've got to concentrate for 8 hours, which I can do.
that's fine. I mean, but by the time we go into the vault, you could drop your concentration on that and it doesn't matter because we've gone in.
Mm-hmm.
exactly. Might just have to deal with him when we get out.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah, I mean,
I say when we get out, we just make a really quick exit.
Mm.
mhm.
I still like the idea of making a couple of them fight or get disqualified for cheating or something.
See, that would be really useful.
Where can we in this encampment that we're in, Jordan? Are we totally separate from everyone else, or can we see the other people sort of milling about?
No, I imagine it's quite busy. So if we think of any sort of festival, sort of tents and stuff, with rows and rows of the thing, and people just like placed wherever they can. There are makeshift aisles, I suppose, between the tents, but because there's so many people here, it is extremely busy and extremely filled. So mostly stepping over each other.
Is Numbers the big guy near anyone in particular? Like, is there not as in right next to them, but like close enough that maybe they could hear something?
I'd say from your perspective, you're looking around, you'll see like the tops of tents and stuff, but with so much going on, even despite him being really big, even just looking around, you'd have to probably go looking for them.
I'm thinking as well, if we've got a few good plans. If we wanted to make them fight, I could cast thaumaturgy if I'm careful, and maybe make it sound like some indistinguishable whispers, sort of increase some paranoia, and maybe they'll think there's some gossip going on.
Also, remember, I can
Get
talk to
angry?
people's heads as well. I can talk to people's heads as well to help with that.
What you could do is turn up with a parchment and write some shit on there. And he doesn't look like he can read, but even calling him out, saying you're a coward, you were hidden in the corner.
How tightly packed are these people?
Well, given you probably give yourself about a 10-foot gap between the next neighbouring tent, and given that you guys had set up the tiny huts, there's no real space that you used. You just found whatever was available. But yeah, it's about 10 foot between like tents, really.
Perfect. 10 feet is all I need. I've got an idea. You cast thaumaturgy next to the bar to make it sound like he's cast a spell, and I'll cast flaming sphere on the big guy, and then hopefully he thinks the bard cast Flame is Fear on him and he beats him up.
That might work.
Yeah.
Or
Would they not recognise that you were casting the spell, though?
Well, hopefully he wouldn't notice that because he'd be looking at the bard who's just cast a spell. Because I can be, 60 feet away, which is quite
That
far.
is true. And also in
If
darkness,
you
you can
happen
reach.
to be in a shadowy corner surrounded in actual darkness, then he
Mhm.
can't see you.
I only need to be within 30 feet, so as long as I can see him, and I can just pretend I'm talking to someone else, and then cast
mean,
thermatage.
You don't even need to be able to see where I'm casting it. It just needs to be within range.
No, I know that's for you, but I need to be closer.
what we do is, if Moose sets fire to his tent, he'll come out, and if Livy's just walking past and he looks angry, you say, someone from the competition with a funny hat set fire to your tent. I don't know why. And then watch him go find that person.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Not-
Seffi wasn't
the
in the
trouble with-
competition.
The only trouble with that is I'm not very good at lying.
He's not exactly
So
brave.
someone else might have to suggest that.
I'm happy to talk to an advisor that someone is chatting shit about him.
We just say you saw the bard set fire to his tent.
Are you saying you're good at lying, Star?
No, never.
It's gonna deadpan.
It's got a little smirk on my face.
Noted. Noted.
No, I'm happy to tell him that the bard has set fire to his tent in a way of trying to get him out of the competition.
One might be eliminated for being beaten up, and one might be eliminated for attacking another contestant.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that makes sense.
Bring up 2 spaces.
As long as we're not caught, because then we'd all lose our spaces.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking the only reason I said Livy is Thermatage might give us some sort of help. If not, she didn't actually fight in that battle, so numbers might be thick enough not to realise that she was in it at all.
Mm-hmm.
The other alternative, we get.
I can certainly try anything. It's just I'm not a natural deceiver, so it's just whether in the moment I can sell what it is I'm trying to say to them.
Well, maybe Star could ask his Brunkle to comment.
I could talk to Spring to ask about what's going on.
Yeah,
And
keep it in the
after we
family.
can-
They don't. You can't trust your family.
Possibly see if he can spread any seeds of deceit. But he's also quite honourable person. He's not been one to particularly
Well, then you
lie in the past.
you tell him that we've heard the bard talking shit and he's going to do something. Go warn the big guy. He goes to warn the big guy, and as he walks up to it, that's when Moose sets fire to his tent. And then your Brunkle will realise that we told him the truth. So he won't have to lie. He's actually telling the truth, kind of thing.
We can do that.
You like starting fires, don't you, Moose?
Not an issue for me at all.
Okay, we need to find his tent. You need to talk to your Brunkle, and we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm. That should work. I'm
So
just
who's,
saying the bard is going to be lighting the fire, yes?
First, we need to locate numbers 10. Then we're going to position Moose outside the tent, ready to start a fire. We want Star to go find his Brunkle to tell him that the bard has been talking shit, and he's going to try and get him out of the competition because he sees him as a threat, kind of thing. So he's going to try and get him out before. And to watch out, he might try something, and then Moose will set fire to the tent.
What I could do is I could keep Moose company and cast Pass Without a Trace just to make Moose that bit stealthier when he's casting a spell.
Yeah.
Or is it more useful for me to be near Livy if she needs to be hidden to cast Thaumaturgy?
Well, you had a one-on-one fight with
Now,
him, so
what
you
is the range of that spell?
Pass
Untitled is 30 feet. Oh, sorry.
Pass Without a Trace, you've got to be close to me. You've got to be within 30 feet of me.
Okay. Well, what you do is you stand with Livy, or maybe 10 feet away from Livy,
Mhm.
and then I stand 25 feet further than that.
Yep.
And we're both covered.
Amazing.
Or plan C is Moose is set fire to the tent, Grass is going to Numbers, Livy and Sephi go to the Bard and tell the Bard that Numbers is looking to smash his head in because he doesn't like his hat. So
I think
maybe
the
Bard-
problem is neither Livy or me are good at selling bullshit.
Well, if we locate the Bard first, and if it's close, what we do is you two set up in your spot. You cast the spell. I set fire to it. Star sells his piece because he's a lying piece of shit. I then go over to this guy and then sell his because I'm quite good at that and not a lying piece of shit as I look at Star deep in his eyes. And we hopefully figure it out, and that works.
That's what we want. We want the Bard to leg it and Numbers to chase him all around the city and maybe piss off out the city.
Or for them to fight and at least one of them get knocked out.
Yeah, and the other one's seriously injured.
Or arrested for fighting outside of the arena.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, we've got a plan. God.
I think
Amazing.
nothing could go wrong.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many moving parts, it would be ridiculous for any of them to
Yeah.
fuck up.
Exactly.
This is the solid plan in the world, yeah.
And while you guys do that, I'm going to stay right back here. Just have a nice glass of wine.
Actually, yeah, you need to stay to keep the hat going, don't you?
Oh, am I using the hat? Am I?
No, the hat, our
Oh,
dome.
the hut. Yes, actually, I can put the hut outside Numbers' house. You can leg it in once you've done your bit, and he won't be able to get you or see you. So you wouldn't have to worry about pass that trace. Just leg it into the hut. That will work.
Mm-hmm. Except that I have to go and get the guy.
Okay. Well, we've got some kind of plan. Plan D will be run into the hut if all goes to shit. And then we'll accuse him of attacking us.
So, who's making the first move?
Well, first of all, Star needs to talk to Grass.
Yep.
Make sure he's on board, because if he doesn't want to do it, then we have to get another plan.
Well, last you saw, Grass was in the recovery tent, so you'd have to go that way, I suppose.
Yep, that'll be what we'll go to first. Try and look
I
for him.
want to say, remember, Bard was talking shit about him, and it's the honourable thing to do is to warn Numbers, because it's unfair for him to be attacked. Kind of shit.
We're gonna have to sort something out. Bring down the ones I've shrunk. I'll hand wash them and drip dry them.
As you make your way towards the recovery tent, then we'll say, yeah, it's with all the trials and stuff got taking place. This has come to the evening now, so about 4 or 5ish afternoon. The sun's getting that orange hue where it's starting to slowly go down, but not quite enough to be dark yet. You find the recovery tent and go inside. There's still a few people in there, but it seems a lot have been moved on since the actual trials taking place, so they've either recovered or passed on.
Okay. Do I see Spring there, did you say?
You do not.
Oh. Just going to turn to someone and just mention. By the way, the tabaxi that is in the back with a green-coloured fur. Where has he gone?
So yeah, you approach. There's a sort of cleric with like a white apron on. There's a couple of like mud and blood stains on her robes. I'm sorry, dearie. Who the green tabaxi?
Grass of Spring, yes. Please, also let me get that for you. And I was going to prestidigitation her clothes clean.
Oh, well, very kind of you, thank you. Sorry, you know, well, I mean, I presume there's only one cat that's green, but they left a little while ago.
Do you know where they're going or where they might be?
No, dearie, sorry. It's been a busy day. There's been a lot of people going and going.
Okay then. Well, really appreciate your help with that. I will continue to look elsewhere. Thank you.
No bother.
Would I try and see any like footprints or paw prints in the ground? Or was there own boots? I can't remember.
I will say, even if I was to let you roll, the amount of people that've been through here, and it's just sort of like it's a tent over dirt and grass, so every footprint is just trampled by another one. Yeah, it's impossible to tell.
Right. I'm just going to go to if I see any like guards or anyone walking around or anyone who looks like they might particularly be there to watch people. I'm just going to see if any of them might have seen him, have any direction of where he might be going.
I'll say the recovery tent's probably closer to the actual trial arena. There's not really been much in the way of guards. It seems to be volunteered, we'll say. But you will happen upon. So, having seen them briefly, the mage, the one that had been with Baron Bloodstall, seems to be currently facing the arena. Their arms are up in the air. They're very, very thin and decrepit. You can see all the knuckles and the bones are just the skin very tightly wrapped around most of them, and they seem to be casting or preparing something around the arena. They're bald. They've got a light bushy beard, and you see from the back of them, even so, there are faint patches of grey, stonish colour to the skin. So it's not all over, it's kind of mottled in. But from your position, you probably assume it's some sort of petrification.
Wow, bloody hell. Terrifying. I'm just going to approach and just call up to them and say, excuse me there, may I ask what kind of spell you're casting on this arena?
What? What do you want? No! None of your business.
Very well then. This seems like quite interesting magic. I do not know this one yet. I'm hoping you might know where someone is. The green colour tabaxi. Grass of Spring. Do you know where he might have headed off to?
Okay, man. You sound a bit mental.
I am very mental.
Green tabaxi. Grass of Spring. You've been too much on the ale.
Not enough on the ale, I think, right now.
I'm Mildew.
You're Mildew.
I'm Mildew.
Good to meet you, Mildew. My name is Dark Star is in the morning. You may call me Star.
Don't care.
Understandable. Can I speak in his head for a second? Just I could say, do you know where my tabaxi friend is or not? But actually, in his head.
If you would like to do me a Constitution saving throw, please.
I can. Oh, that was going to be 19. So I was thinking it was 14.
As you try and connect mentally to him to telepathically speak, you get a very sharp stabbing potion in your head. You'll take 1 point of psychic damage, but you will not be able to. There'll be no notice or flinching from Mildew, but you'll sort of thing.
Wow, that is quite impressive. So you have not seen my tabaxi friend then?
No. What you want again?
What am I on again? Not enough.
I'm Mildew.
Yes, Mildew. It is good to meet you.
Is it?
Would I be able to try and work out what kind of spell he's kind of casting, or anything about? Might try and glean off of it?
Sure. You can do an Arcana.
It's not a good one though.
Because they're
Yeah,
still
that's
not,
a pretty
they're not even turned around to face you still. They're still casting. Enchantment, illusion, something like that. But it's a little bit too unusual. As you can not quite tell.
Always. It is good to meet you, Mildrew. You have a enjoyable day, yes? And I'm going to just slowly make my way off, probably with my nose bleeding a little bit from the psychic damage.
Who said that?
Right, I'm going to find a party and just say I cannot even see Grass of Spring. He did mention something about leaving possibly soon, so maybe he has gone to. Maybe he's gone.
You speak to your party, but apparently they're all busy.
I was going to say they're all very busy with their own personal lives.
Okay.
Ignoring
So
me.
that part of the plan isn't there, but the rest of the plan is solid.
We just need numbers to know that the bard did this.
Yeah.
I can still advise them. I can still advise numbers, but it might be a bit more difficult coming from me instead of anyone else.
Yeah, but we can risk you.
Yeah, I know you can. I know I'm very, very easy to replace.
No, it's not that. It's just if you die, it will just come back again.
That is true. Well, it has happened so far. It's weird thinking I've died so many times and alive again.
I mean, you've got 7 lives left, surely.
Yeah.
I don't get the reference.
Well, okay. If we set the others up, find the bard, and then if you go talk to numbers, and if Moose gets ready to set fire to his tent, we're golden.
Who's having a look for numbers?
That'll be me. That'll probably be me. Okay.
I'll help him.
Thank you.
And I'll use my owl to also help scout for the big bastard.
Okay. Well, I'll say then, but probably easy then through the owl. If, you may as well both roll. If you want to do Dan as star and then as your owl as a perception rolls.
Find the owl. Dun, dun, dun.
17.
Where are you, owl? Yeah. Oh, I thought I had this. Easy just to find one here, isn't it? I know it's with advantage. Owl. Perception, you say, is +5. So, I think I rolled twice. Yeah, 19.
Between the both of you then, it doesn't take too much time to find them. So there is a section of the cabinet which have, rather than the rows, is sort of like an open a circular section. So they've got market stalls lined up, so you'd see there's like a couple are selling ales, food, provisions, basic sort of market system for low-level traders. And there is a crowd gathered around one of the stalls, and you can see someone much taller, like they're all surrounding, and it's numbers, who's currently sat to a table, like a long table, and he is slamming back drinks, ale after ale, and they're all sort of money's on me sort of thing. I've had such a good time. I am in to win. There's no way. It's like the confidence is brimming from them, and they are very much happy to share in their confidence.
Well then, I'm just going to approach him and be like, well, aren't you very, very generous today? Enjoying the ales?
As you muscle your way through the crowd and get towards the table, there's no seats available because literally, he's just everyone who wants to be friends are just there to I guess be on his good side. Fanfare mostly.
Hello. Yes, it's been a good day.
It's been a very enjoyable fight, hasn't it? You gave me some good slams with that as well, didn't you?
You get in the way. It's funny.
Well, as I say, a cat is good at leaping out the way sometimes. Apparently not all the time of you, though.
You want drink?
I would love a drink, yes. It is always good to drink with opponents.
Barmaid, bring my friend ale.
Well, I'm most looking forward to this.
And yeah, a time could come your way.
Amazing. I'm going to start drinking with him.
Yeah. So you've both got the same sort of ale-sized cup. For you, it's a regular one. For him, in his hands, it's very much smaller. So therefore, he's like double fisting. He's got one in both hands, and he's just like
it's like shock batter, basically.
Yeah. But just doing as best they can to like. And as you see, they've still got this helmet on. So there's this orange sort of domed helmet with spikes on, but all that's available through is like a letterbox style slot where the mouth and the lower part of the face bar, and they're sort of just pouring the ale into it. There's no way he can even press it against his lips because of the complications of it. He's a mess. It's just like covered like on his chest with like ale residue.
That is a very interesting way of drinking, and I've not seen that before. I must advise you, by the way. I'm going to start talking to his head as well. This is me start talking to your head. Do not worry, it is perfectly safe here. I just do not want the crowd to listen in.
You're speaking. You're trying to connect telepathically, but you are sensing a block.
Oh, interesting.
And you aren't even able to reach his head.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
And it's probably just a moment where you're just like intently staring at him, but he's too much into his drink to notice.
Yeah. That is the most interesting helmet you have.
Keep my face pretty.
It keeps your face very pretty. I'm sure it does. I cannot see your face. Does it have any particular properties of magical nature?
It keep my thinking good.
It keeps you thinking good. Oh.
Yeah, people always try to get into your head. I make it so it's not so easy.
Oh, that is good. It's only the most. Go ahead.
Yes, I have a friend who make it for me. His name is Ray Scrow. He's very good.
Ray Scrow. Interesting name. Yes, only those devious of people get into your heads, don't they? And they try to manipulate your thoughts in powerful ways.
He say if I win, I bring back him gold, but he worry people get in my head and then I stupid.
Oh, I understand that. I do not believe you'll be stupid ever. I think you're very intelligent and very good at handling your ale as well. I must say though, do you have anything of value in your tent, by the way?
Tent?
Because I have heard someone. I have heard you know that bard individual who was also on the winner's circle with us. The one of the very fancy clothes. The one of the very fancy clothes.
With pretty hat.
That's it. With the pretty hat. That's it. I've heard something going around that they're trying to set fire to your tent and saying he's going to throw you off the game, and that you're so much of a weakling you cannot stop them.
Do me a deception roll.
Mm-hmm. It's better be goddamn good. Oh, that's not as good as it should be. 14.
You mean this person mean me harm? It's strange. I don't have tent. I sleep on floor, but I go check anyway.
I would mostly be upset about them insulting you and saying how weak you are, and that they could take you down without any real issues.
Yeah, words are bad too, but setting fire to imaginary tent is really bad. Give me direction.
Yeah, especially when it is yours. I think I saw them over, and it's going to point into the crowd somewhere. Just say over there somewhere.
Into the crowd. Yeah, he'll stand up, and as he's like double your height in size, like even more so. He's like 10 foot. Excuse me, come through. I make way, and just pushes people out of the way, whether they want to or not. But they make a very quick effort to part the waves as he like stomp, makes the way through and finds the direction that you were pointing to, or at least goes in that direction.
And I'm going to finish my ale and try and sneak off into the crowd and try and get out as little notice as possible.
Well, follow it with stealth.
Maybe trying to cover tracks as such, you know.
Have you a nice
Oh, for goodness sake! I've rolled like 4 8s.
Dark ale. Though the majority of people aren't going to notice you sleek off, it's quite busy and there's a lot of things going on. If anyone was there to particularly pay attention to who Numbers was having a conversation with, they might notice you go. But that's
Okay.
for you to know and maybe not find out.
I'm going to slide off and try and find the rest of my part and trying to just notice our scarce for now.
Okay, and then from your position, you quickly darting your way through the crowd, see Numbers slowly disappear further and further in the distance, and then you can reconvene with your group.
Keep away from Numbers. I'm definitely keep away from Numbers though.
Star arrives back at the space that you guys had occupied. I don't think you actually have a tent because you've got the hut, so it is just like an open space of field.
How'd it go, Star?
Okay. It seemed to go quite well. Yes, he believes that the bard was going to harm him and was threatening him, so it is gone off to seek reprimands, I assume.
Okay, so now we just need to find his tent and burn it down, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, he does not seem to have a tent. He seems to sleep on the floor. So that is also why he's a bit more cautious about what the bard is going to burn down. But
So, okay. So you said you heard the bard was going to burn down his tent.
mm-hmm.
He doesn't have a tent. So he still went off to find the bard.
Yeah, well,
Because he was
threatening enough was enough. Yes. So I suggest we find
Okay.
his sleeping mat. I didn't ask him where it was, but it cannot be too hard to find, surely. And then we can burn that.
Do we think he has a sleeping mat, or do we just think he sleeps on the actual floor, just wherever he falls?
It may be the actual floor, but also I did notice that his helmet blocks any kind of psychic abilities. Possibly also some scrying. So it might be interesting to if the bard were to be casting heat metal, for example, instead. If anyone here has that ability. Because if he takes the helmet off, apparently he loses his mind and goes onto a bit of a rampage from the sounds of it.
Was the helmet made from metal?
Jordan, was it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Are you sure it wasn't just if he loses his hat, people can then get into his mind?
I did not pry, but it also might mean that we get into his mind and maybe he's more susceptible to that.
I think we need to find the bard and now tell him that Numbers is out for his blood because he wants to squash him before the competition. Or try and cause some discord that way.
That works.
Not gonna lie, I'm starting to lose faith in this plan, guys.
I still say we go burn a tent.
You've got a tent.
Just
Well,
because he
we
doesn't
need
have a
to-
tent doesn't mean if the tent gets burned there wasn't intent. The intent was to burn a tent, so we just burn the tent.
Oh, you go burn a tent. Knock
Is
yourself
that the
out.
extent of your plan?
I'm happy at that.
Tempting.
Okay.
I mean, just make sure it's like one of their tents.
Well, it can't be our tent. Our tent's
No,
magical
exactly.
and it's not really a tent.
What I mean is, like, it's not just some random innocent spectator's tent.
I don't think Moose cares.
I think random and innocent are two words that don't exist in this little area.
I mean, it's all the competitors that have been competing. It's not just the final 10, right?
Yeah, exactly. They were competitors. Fuck 'em.
Right, but that won't help our goal.
Yeah, but if it's near his patch of ground,
I'll tell you what. I'm going to give Moose my Dustfire wine and say, go give that to the bard and wish him good luck.
perfect.
Moose is tied down with this already.
Let's find the bard. Let's do that.
Can I also,
Excited.
as well, Moose, could you do me a con check, not a con save?
Con check, eh?
We don't get them often. So you're feeling a very unusual sensation. So earlier in the day, yesterday, you had consumed some meat, and that is not something you typically have to deal with. So as you're given the Dustfire wine and on your way, there's this very awkward, like, groaning, clinking noise coming from your stomach, and it's not something you're very used to at all. That's it.
Okay. I imagine it's very loud. Looking around.
I'm trying to think of the best. It's like paced in gears. That's probably. It's like squelchy and clinky at the same time.
I don't know what that was. Sorry, guys. Sort of pat my belly.
We need a minute.
I don't think so. I think it'll be all right.
If you throw up, what happens?
I assume food comes out. Not really something I worry about, to be honest.
Well, can you
Never
digest
happened
food?
before.
Can you actually digest it? Because if not, maybe you should expel it.
Food, bit of oil, maybe. Is it rotting inside you?
I hope not. That would be grim.
I mean, what else is gonna happen? I mean, it's either gonna sit there and rot, or it gets, expelled some way.
I think this is something we'll have to deal with when we sleep tonight. If you see me with my hand inside myself, look away.
I think you're using the word "we" there when you really mean to be using, just the singular. We will not be getting involved in whatever happens there.
Good. Although it would be helpful.
I think you've got this. I believe in you.
Yeah.
I'm picturing dustbin lid. Reaching down for like something you've dropped in by mistake.
I'm picturing Austin Powers' tent shadows.
Up to the fist. Up to the elbow. Anyway, yeah. Sidetrack.
I don't seem really excited about a plan when I want to give this guy this horrible wine. He's like really excited.
I tried. It was mystery meat you got, yeah, so that could have been anything anyway. But fortunately, that's not an issue. But if you want, then do you want to go and try and track down this bard?
I think yes. We will try and find the bard.
Okay. Well, similar sort of thing before. You can either ask around or do some perception checks, or however you want to, best way you could think about going around doing that.
It'll be a mixture of persuasion and intimidating people to tell me where he is. Depending on whether they're bigger than me or not. Most of them will probably be bigger, so I'll probably try and persuade them.
But you are a competition winner.
Yeah, well,
You are.
I mean,
In terms of, how you've presented yourself in the matches, they've either seen you do quite a lot, or they've not seen you at all.
not at all, yeah. But I'll try and persuade whoever I come into, unless they're really small. I'll intimidate the children. I'll intimidate them.
Oh yeah, you can find a child if you like.
Yeah. And I'll just tell me where the bard is now.
We'll say, well, not quite child. We'll say teenagers, sort of there's a bit look like they've snuck in, and they're literally just they're sneak. Are giggling to themselves if they've managed to get away with a bit of ale and a bit of coin that they might have taken.
Oi, Freckles and your pimples, come here.
What? Me?
Oh, yes, you, yes.
No, it's okay. How can I help you?
Me and my friends are looking for the bard that was competing. I assume you saw the competition?
Yeah, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I-
That's the guy that wears the hat.
What?
The hat. The person who wears the hat. We're after him.
Right. Somewhere. I don't.
Okay. This is really productive. Where is he?
I don't know. There's a lot of people here.
Yes, that's why I'm asking you to help. They're not really asking.
Oh. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'll.
Did you see me
Yeah.
watching the fight? Just curious.
You were in the fight?
I was, yeah. I was in the big ball of darkness. Did you see that?
Oh, I thought you was just a mascot or something. Because every time you just disappeared.
Yeah, correct. And I'll disappear again after I leave your lifeless body on the floor unless you start helping.
There's an intimidation.
Oh, it's crap.
I mean, given the situation, I'll allow advantage on it,
Oh, God. Oh,
given
thank you.
who you've targeted and how you've
Oh,
targeted.
God.
No, you won't. You won't have advantage, sorry. Oh, good test.
That's amazing.
What? I thought you were just. You know, you got in, you hid. Hiding's a good thing to get you through. I don't think I should be talking to you. You're strange.
You can't get the help these days, can you?
You smell funny too.
Right, that's it. I'll retch on his shoes.
Oh, how do you retch? How do you
I'm
bring up?
I don't know. I'm just going to try and figure it out there and then, as a mechanical man, trying to figure it out.
I got this idea of you just like opening your mouth as high as it goes, and your hand just like diving in, looking for a uvula or something to like,
Yeah.
just to mess with. Yeah, do me a con save with disadvantage because you're trying to make yourself rich. There we go, lovely. We'll take that. As you're like, the first hand goes in, it's not finding very much, and this kid is just perplexed at what the hell you're doing. You're there for a full minute rolling around, so then the second hand goes in, and then it's a natural like whip of your cheeks as you're like a squirrel with like nuts in their pouches, as both hands are just going, and eventually you manage to trigger something in yourself. Your hands come out, and rather than just, why am I going this way? I'm seeing the Little Britain sketch where she's the racist and she throws up on people. And it's that whole like
God,
they've got it's projectile, you know, they've got the tube around the face to do the like TV vomit, but it's just firing out of this kid's face.
I feel so much better.
What happened? Why?
Welcome to adulthood.
Why did you do that?
Because I found you annoying.
I'm gonna help you find this barn.
That sounds like a really good idea.
He turns around, very slumping and just like sodden and soggy, and yeah, there's just like chunks of meat and just I imagine exactly. There's very little moisture in your voice. It is just what was with the food, so it's just chunks on him as they go in to have a look for you. If you want to do me a perception or investigation with advantage.
Perception or investigation?
Yeah. As you are led by Randall. Stinky Randall.
+1, there you go. 19. So eventually, you
you don't see them particularly, but attached to a stave outside one of the tents where it appears to have an occupant inside is the hat. The sort of very big, coquettish hat that they've been wearing, just sort of perched on the outside of it.
Fantastic. Thank you very much there, Mr. Sodden One.
I want to go.
Oh, teenagers. Glad I never was one. Yes. Leave.
I'm going to go find a shower.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
As he
I'm
leaves,
not
I'd like to cast Presti. I can never say it. Presti.
Presti.
Just to clean him up a little bit. And by clean him up a little bit, I mean to put all of these chunks that may be on him just in one spot. So they're not vanishing. They're just going into one area. So you can do it better.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I'll say to have them placed on him. You could like put them in his shirt or in his pockets or something like that, so it just stays right where you want it.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I'm gonna go home. And then make the way off into the crowd. And there's a good part, again, a similar parting of the waves as they walk on, and people just like holding their nose and giving him the space to walk.
Sometimes I feel like I'm too kind.
I know you cleaned him up and everything.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll walk in towards where the hat is to have a look for this bard person.
Yeah, so we'll say it is one of those like basic sort of TP sort of tents, so circular base goes up to a conical point. So there's not a lot of space that you imagine inside, but just enough to sleep in. But yeah, there's a candle light within the centre that you can see, so there's a glow to the exterior, and you can see the shadow making out inside of an occupant.
Oh. Hello in there? Hello?
Just over in there. Hang on. Another one for an autograph. And there's the sort of strings give way from the opening, and they pull the entrance of the sort of TP open, and you see the bard. Oh, hello, dear. Are you alright? Do you want me to sign something?
No, I do not.
Oh, you'll be the first today. Everyone wants to come say hello to me today. I'm very popular.
Mm-hmm. Someone is coming to say hello to you, I think.
Oh, a friend of yours?
Who's very, very big. Did you see the big person?
Oh, you meaning the guy with the dome head?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, spot him. Yep.
Well, I mean, as a fellow competitor, I know, you're shocked.
No.
I thought it'd be best to warn you that somebody seems to have pissed him off. And the last time I saw him, he was charging around, shouting for you.
Oh, do me a persuasion.
Oh, fucking hell.
You like those 10s tonight, don't we? Someone.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of sounds like a way of suggesting that you did that. I mean, fair play.
I can honestly say I didn't.
So, you say the big fella's gunning for me?
Well, I mean, I don't know exactly what was said. I wasn't present. But he had a few beers. And he looked rather annoyed. Something to do with threats being made. I think that someone else is conspiring to have you guys fight it out before we go in there. And I wanted to come and, make it a level playing field to make sure that you are aware that this is going on.
That's very kind of you. I do appreciate that. Well, I'd say keep an eye out for him, but I'll probably hear him first. To be fair, he's got big feet. No, thank you. What's your name?
My name?
Yeah.
My name's Moose. Pleased to meet you.
Oh, yeah. They did say that on the tannoy, obviously, yeah. Well, thank you, Moose. I'm Mala. I'm introduce myself properly. How about a joke?
Do you want me to give the joke, or do you give the joke?
No. I got a joke. I got a joke for you.
I'll take a joke.
Why is camping so exciting? Because it's intense.
I don't know. You got.
There's a lot of good part.
Okay. Okay.
I only know the rude version of that.
Okay. Maybe that's why he's after you.
Well, that was one of my best. Oh well. Thank you. I will. Maybe I'll move. Maybe I'll move camps. Maybe I'll swap tents with someone. Oh, you got a tent? You got a tent I could swap? Maybe I'll give you some money for it.
I do not have a tent that we could swap with, but you could give me some money.
You can just find any tent and take the money. What's wrong with you, Moose?
Oh well. Well, what I'll do, because I don't want to get trampled on, is I'll probably find someone to swap with. You know, people
I tell you what.
begging.
Come with me for 10 minutes. We'll hang out. And if he turns up, I can vouch for you that you haven't done these things.
Another persuasion to hang out. No freeze. There we go.
Oh wow.
You know what? I just fancied getting an early night tonight, but fuck it. Yeah, let's go. What you got? Let's go have some fun.
Yeah. Where's the local? I'd say pub. I don't think there are any pubs here. Where's the closest place that serves?
No, there's a couple of stalls in the central area. We could go that way.
Come on then, let's go there.
Pleasure. And then so they were fully armored as you met them anyway. It seems like they were on the midst of like starting to take it off. Go inside briefly, pull out this quite large greatsword, fixes it to their back, takes the hat off the stick outside, pops on the head, and we'll follow you.
Perfect. And then we'll head to one of the stalls they mentioned.
Yeah. And
what? So this bottle that Nim has gave me, is it a bottle?
it was, yeah. It's more like a wine bottle, I think.
It's a bottle of wine.
Oh, okay. I will purchase a bottle of wine off the stall.
Mm-hmm. 2 gold.
2 gold. I will take 2 gold off. I'm very annoyed at Nim now. He's costing me money.
The prices have gone up here. You know what it is.
Remove.
For the wine
I'll buy the wine, and then I'll say, well, let's just find somewhere else to sit. And as we're going over to somewhere to sit, I'm going to swap the wine over for the really good stuff. And I'm going to pour it out and offer him the drink.
What are we looking for? Because it'll be not nearly as busy as when Star come to meet numbers. So there's a couple of we'll go with the picnic table sort of looks. There's enough people, and you're likely small enough to, I don't know, get not lost, but conceal yourself between members of the crowd as you follow along with Mala, enough for them to lose sight of you. So you could either make a stealth or sleight of hand, probably the same, as advantage to do the switcheroo.
I'll go for sleight of hand. Do you know what I'm going to do? Is I'm going to use one of my D4s. So 17.
That's a good choice as I roll a contested flat 16.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, she just goes quickly to find the first available table with no one on it, getting a little bit of a maybe 5 or 10 feet ahead of you, not really waiting as you know, you're an adult. And as you do so, you find enough people walking through, cutting you up and walking in front. You know that really annoying thing when people just cut you up to do So you're swapping not the contents, you're just swapping the bottles, right?
I'm literally I'm pulling out the other bottle to pour that.
Okay. Okay. There's a little. So so the bottles are probably slightly different. One has markings and quite nice design on the one that you got from Duskfire, and then the other one was just like cheap tap bottle. But that's it's perfectly fine for you too, but maybe something to bear in mind.
Yeah, I mean, the idea is to continue the conversation and try and be as charming as Moose can be to distract from the bottle. You know, look in my eyes, not at my hands type stuff, and hope that she was more paying attention to the conversation, not what I was purchasing. But we will see.
Yes, yeah. The charming person who just threw up on a teenager.
Hey, yeah, swings around a bit.
Yeah, you'll hop up to the seat, and Mala, who I say you're not really bought. You bought bottle, but you're not really bought containers. So she'll like, come on then, give us a swig.
I will offer her the bottle. I was like, ladies first.
There's a moment where she like checks the bottle out, like checking the label, and it's nice and fancy, this, isn't it? Uncorks, gets a dagger out, pulls it in the top, pulls the cork out, and we'll take a swig, take a mouthful.
Oh God!
Remind me what that does.
It turns people into those zombies in Bastion.
Yeah, the last time we saw people drinking it, they turned into vampire spawn things.
Yeah. It didn't happen immediately though, so. Yeah, you take a good, a good mouthful, put it. Well, that's a bit sharp, isn't it? It's quite nice though. Good red wine.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Well,
all yours.
Well, thank you. I mean, I don't normally partake in beverage. I mean, it sort of clams up my insides, and I'm going to open my mouth and allow her a brief insight into what's going on in there.
She's done a perception check, and she looks inside and looks quite quizzical. You're a weird one, aren't you? That's... You're not quite the impression you give. You give a small, gnome, innocent vibes. Whatever's going on in there. Oof.
Well, the reason I bought the wine and I do what I do is to just try and fit in and make everyone comfortable around me. Unfortunately for everyone that hangs out with me, it normally goes south. And I can only apologise for that, really.
Oh, well, don't have to apologise to me. You've been perfectly pleasant chatting to me. I've not had an issue.
Glad. I am glad. Well, feel free to drink up. I bought it for you. I will sit here and only imagine what it tastes like.
I can describe it to you. Oh, I got another joke if you like.
Yes, please.
What noise did it make when they squished the berries?
I don't know.
It was a little whine.
Oh my god!
Give me a constitution check.
He deserves to die.
I'll give you a constitution check. There you go.
You're fine. That wasn't that bad. You might have got it, but nothing physically. Yeah, just takes another mouthful, and she's quite happy to. Are you just gonna sit there and watch her drink?
Well, I will be nice, Moose, and we'll just talk. I'll ask her about her family, why she's doing what she's doing, why she's here, if she's willing to answer.
Yeah, sure. If you want to roll me, sorry, mate, a persuasion, and you'll run off, just having a conversation of how well that is, mate. It's not. It is just like very boring, mundane conversation of like the weather's nice. Have you had a busy week? You know, so you're not really finding good talking points. Just the like boring humdrum that you maybe say to a taxi driver on a night out.
I feel like I opened my mouth and she's looking at me really weird now, and it's that awkward first date where you're not interested anymore.
They're looking at you, and there's just like food stuck in your teeth. You've not taken out, and it's that regurgitated. Yeah. While that's happening, then, we'll go briefly back to the rest of the group. As you're all together, the four of you, is there anything going on currently? Or are you just waiting for Moose?
I think we'll follow the numbers just in case Moose needs help.
Like from a distance.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
very closely, but milling, behind.
Yeah, and I think for us going out, Sephi will cast Pass Without a Trace, just so the shadows kind of cling to us a little bit more, so we're kind of here to overlook is the vibe we're going for.
Okay. So taking us back, Star left in the Numbers left in the direction Star pointed out. Star returned to you, explained that it was a success. You're now going to follow him. If you want to make a group, actually, it'll be if you want to do survival, nature, or perception to have kept track or know the direction where Numbers headed.
Can I use my owl?
I don't see why not.
Oh, I didn't do too well.
Ooh.
12.
18.
Come on.
Sephi's too busy talking to Phelan. So we'll say Star and Nim through the owl, and Livy, you'll get like faint moans of this. Yeah, you could just about see this hulking figure quite a bit south, so he's maybe about 60 to 90 feet in that direction because he's so tall and so like recognizable with this orange rusted armor that you can spy them. But it's they're quite a good distance away, so is anyone getting closer or your owl going in, etc.?
I'm trying to keep it out of Numbers' way, so I'm more like holding right back.
Yeah.
Because I know that.
Well, you
I
can stay
didn't
your
fit this.
ground if you wholly wanted.
I always want to be close enough that I can actually find out where he is, but yeah, I'm trying to keep out of his sight.
Okay, so whoever, we'll say, to do rolls with Nim, your owl can have a closer look. Has your owl got a name, by the way? It's Velkin, right?
Yeah, Velkin.
So your black owl makes its way towards the source of where Numbers is, and as it flies closer to about 30 feet, even though they're not on the ground, there's like a large thudding noise coming from Numbers' location. So he's no longer walking, he's currently stood at a position. His upper body's sort of like arched downwards, and you can see his arms, like his left arm, constantly like flailing and punching against what appears to be the dirt from the position you can see.
Okay. He's hitting the floor in a strange position in place. Very weird. Maybe it's where he sleeps.
If that's what you're seeing, then yes, maybe.
Okay.
Or maybe he's angry that he can't find the bard.
Can you get in touch with Moose and find out where they are? Or not? It's your mind.
I need to be able to see them first to lay the connection.
Probably
I
also
could
add as well,
get a bit-
around Numbers is, so to help set the scene, there's about a 10-foot circle radius around them of no one, and then a crowd that is gathered around outside of that radius, like, when there's a schoolyard fight.
Oh,
Are we sure it is
you're
just...
fighting the wrong person.
Oh no, that is going to be really bad news.
Okay.
He's not the one. He's not beaten the half.
Livy's gonna edge a bit closer because she can probably, under the guise of being more of a healer than anything else, can maybe justify having a look, see what's going
Sure.
on.
If you to edge your way through the crowd towards the innermost circle to get a better view, you can follow it around so you're no longer facing the back of Numbers, and as you pivot round the side, his fists are going into a humanoid, and it appears to be a brassy Warforged kind of character. They got purple, or it would appear they had purple on at some point, and they had a purple hat, but all you can see is oil and flattened metal as Numbers for maybe 2 to 3 minutes constantly wailing on this one spot. You may just remember coming across a Warforged bard in the first round of the tournament who wore a big purple hat.
Oh god.
Who is now Street Pizza.
Well, he was a shit bard. He did nothing in
He was. He was nothing there.
Oh my god, no.
But as it's most people are it's over, you've won. He's not paying attention. He's just making a hole around this body.
Is there any guards around or anyone trying to stop him?
Nope. There are no guards, and there is no one wanting to stop him. Meanwhile, as though you'll go back towards Moose and Mala, as the conversation has gone quite dreary and mundane, and you see a lot of the time Mala's every mouthful or so looking back at you and just there's food in your teeth, right?
Oh, that was the awkward challenge last night. I had to force it in.
Oh yeah, I ended up having a roast beef, but it smelled of egg. It was alright.
I think I had rotten meat. I thought it was alright as well, but apparently other people didn't like it. So I gave it to some teen about half an hour ago.
Oh, they let you leave. Was it like in a doggy bag?
No. It was more of just on them.
Sorry, I'm just feeling a bit. Yeah, just drinks get into my head a bit. If you want to do me a perception check.
Fucking hell.
Their eyes are a bit bloodshot, but they have had a few bit of drinks, and it's been a long day, and we're coming close to 6 or 7, so it's getting a bit darker. There's torchlight surrounding everything, so you think that maybe that's just what happens when you have a few too many.
I mean, maybe I was wrong and he wasn't coming. I think maybe we're okay now, and you can go to bed if you're feeling a bit rough.
I don't know. I don't know about bed, but I'm. Just excuse me for a moment. And she quickly steps up and looks around, and she heads behind sort of line of stalls that were serving, finding a gap between them and sort of disappearing behind them for a moment, and don't really see what else is going on until after she's gone for discretionary purposes.
You still got the wine, please find another contestant.
Did she leave the wine bottle behind?
She did. She was not worrying about what she was holding.
Awesome. I'm going to snag it and run.
You say there's a quarter left in there. And you could do so. As you skitter away into the rows of tents.
Hello.
We are terrible people.
We really are. Yes, I'm not happy with how that went down.
We don't know.
We don't.
We still know the plan. We gave him the Duskfire.
Let me help. So Moose has made his way to the can. You guys have watched the end of whatever numbers quote fight was happening. So there is now a huge like hole divoted in the floor, as after about 5 minutes of constantly punching, he has stopped, heavy of breath, stands up, puny bard, say bad joke, and turns around and walks away.
It's the wrong one. Wrong hat.
He's already gone. It's ringing. There's a ringing in his ears.
Livy, maybe you could have a word with Novus and get him disqualified for fighting outside the arena.
I could certainly ask. I don't think there is any rules against that.
Well, it's just murder, isn't it? And
That's a good point.
Is the poor Warforged dead?
Oh. Well, they're in many pieces. There is mostly, so there's like about a 3-foot divot in the ground of mechanical like bits. But there, if you were to look and have not been here, you would not identify this as being a person at some point.
Oh gosh.
We didn't even get the rules beforehand, guys, to see if it wasn't allowed.
He's not going back.
Yeah, with the type of competition this is, I don't think they're going to care too much.
No. Then again,
Ideally, we want him to try and hurt someone important.
Well, maybe you should tell him it was the Pied Piper.
It was the Pied Pipers making the robot do it. Or even we could do with the old man, Mildew. I think you told me his name was. He seems to be quite a good spellcaster, so maybe he would just, and he seems mentally unstable enough that he would just destroy him.
Well, we've got Cephian for Ivic. We just need 2 more. Now, I don't think the Bard is coming back anytime soon if she's drunk that stuff. So we've got to either get numbers disqualified or pick on another one. And the knight's getting, moving on.
Oh, isn't Novus did tell me that the knight in question's quite honourable? Maybe we could kind of purposely gossip about this poor, unfortunate Warforged within their earshot and say how dishonourable it is, and maybe that may spur the knight to want to have very firm words with numbers.
What to help things along, because Jamie's not here, I'm gonna hand wave the reason as to why they're not in the 10, but if it comes to we go to the dungeon and she's returned to us in whatever session it is, I'll hand wave a reason for her to be in there. So you only really have to worry about the 1 currently to make things a bit easier for yourselves. So you're not here, NPC mode, don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
I think we could play on that knight's honour with this scenario. We can still use this.
Well, maybe we should tell the knight that Bard is going to attack people and crazy and needs to be put down. Because that's what we need to get rid of.
I think we should tell him about both. Well, I don't think we should say too much about Bards, because I think if we know too much, then we're liable to be suspicious. But we've watched Numbers kill someone here for seemingly no reason. I think an honourable knight would have something to say about that.
Want to try it? By all means.
Livy would want to go search for this knight person, wherever they might be in the festival.
Okay, so I think Novus did give you a name of some Ogwyn, so that gives you something to go on. Again, if you want to just go asking around or just looking for your own. It's a decision between like a conversational check or just a perception sort of look around check.
It would just be perception. Livy's not that best at conversational skills, so she would just be looking.
Where's our little moose? He's the talker.
Are you currently? I say you
Perception's
guys.
19.
Yes, no worries. Because I say you're. No one's told me they've gone back to the where you set up your encampment yet. You're still where that fight circle was going on. Livy, you're looking around. So yeah, you go off on your own for a moment just to try and track down this green armored, slender knight. We'll say in doing so, yeah, there's a bit of a quiet spot that's left to its own. So there's not many trees along this area, so it's mostly just like barren field. But there is one oak tree some way away from like the main hustle of it, so it's a good like 60 feet away. Your eyes perceiving that there's someone currently whetting their blade, their back currently against the tree, even though it's getting quite late now, so it's like 7 p.m. darkness is setting in, but you've got good eyesight in the night, so yeah, you'd spot this character there.
I would say then Livy's gonna sort of wander in their direction. She's gonna play into the whole how she kind of looks a bit meek, a bit unnerved, kind of have the fret and worry on her face, have her arms wrapped around her stomach kind of thing, and kind of be obviously in distress, and see if he notices.
As you're the only person who's even remotely in his direction, given he's found a good spot, he's definitely going to take notice, and like as he's pulling across the rock against the blade to sharpen it, will notice you, but doesn't immediately react. Seems, from what you can gather, tentative. From where you are, it's a likely scenario where people are just trying to con people, so given what you know, they're very careful about just approaching you.
Yeah. She's kind of gonna look his way as if she's just noticed him, give a kind of wary look, and then just kind of say, "Oh, sorry, I didn't really notice where I was walking. I just saw someone get killed over there, and it's a bit unnerved me."
Yeah, you don't seem great. Is everything okay? I mean, this whole event is unnerving, I suppose.
Well, I anticipated there to be risk within the tournament itself, within the trials. That's what we all signed up for, but this was out of nowhere. Just the large one, Numbers, they called him.
Oh yes.
He's just completely pummeled the warforged into the ground. You can't even tell they were humanoids now. They're just parts. And he said something about a joke and laughed and walked off.
Well, that is truly heartbreaking. However, I can't really see why that's a problem of mine.
I'm not saying it's a problem of yours, but I think it might be a problem for everyone. If he's willing to do that in front of people and just kill someone, and they weren't even in the final 10.
Oh, he's just a big idiot, isn't he? I mean, I think I could run circles around him before he can even get one of his chunky arms around my head. Sorry.
I certainly hope.
What's your name?
Oh, sorry. My name is Livy. I was watching the final few rounds. You were very good.
I do recall you in the Blood Bowl tournament. You weren't too bad yourself, but well, I didn't see you in any of the events after that. I assumed you dropped out.
I had some matters that needed dealing with, unfortunately. It's sometimes that's part of the course. I've got a fair few friends in the final though, so I'm not too upset.
Well, that's good.
But I am worried for them.
So you should be. I'm in it.
Well, I wasn't worried for them for you. No offense, good sir. But again, there's someone who seems to be going around killing people outside of these tournaments.
I don't think, by the looks of it, they've got a great handle on security here.
No, it doesn't seem that way.
Not like from back home. Sorry, I've been rude. I am Sir Mogwin.
Sir Mogren, pleasure to meet you.
I hail from the Cauldron. I'm a fair distance away, but well, I was sent here to see if we can't earn ourselves some pockets in this competition.
Oh, I see. So for you, it's more the money rather than the glory?
Well, a bit of both. A knight like myself would certainly look to try and make a name for themselves, but I'm sure my king would not be upset if I brought back a nice pocket of change while doing so.
Well, that certainly makes sense. I mean, being honest, I was going to save my money on betting for my friends, of course, for one of them to succeed and reach the final, but to tell the truth, I wouldn't mind paying someone to at least teach a lesson to that numbers. I don't like unsportsmanship. But maybe they'll get their comeuppance in the tournament.
If I'm to understand it, he is a brute force and difficult to stop, but, well, so long as you're not in his way, that shouldn't be a problem. He's not very quick of mind or body. I hope to evade him with both.
I see. So speed versus brawn.
Yes, I don't carry a big stick to swing with, as they say. I have daggers and I have a short sword. But, you know, if he can't run anymore, for whatever reason, I imagine taking the legs from underneath him is the best scenario.
I'll be sure to watch out for your techniques then.
No problem. I appreciate that. You, if I weren't mistaken, you were in one of the royalty boxes, weren't you?
I was. Are you looking that way?
I keep an eye on things, and, well, there's not a lot of people that take that impression to have their own special seating. There's only a few up there, and I know of half of the one up there. I know Odetta, I know Tabitha, I know Bill. I didn't know you.
Well, it'd be a pretty boring world if you knew everything, wouldn't it?
It's always something to learn. Why were you in the box? Are you a delegate or royalty of some sort?
I think I'll keep some secrets close to my chest. Until I either know more about yourself or you perform any favours for me.
Favours we might have to discuss. In terms of asking about me, I'm an open book, ask away.
Well, you're here for coin.
And valor.
Why do you need coin?
Well, my king has recently been on the forefront of an awful war, and, well, the coffers took a bit of a toll in doing so, so it's only right in my way to try and help with that.
What war was that?
The War of Kuldran. I apologise. I assume this sort of news made the world, but I guess this is a new continent. My king, King Kuldran, had recently come back into power, taking it from an awful man, and, well, so the rest of the story is I'm here to get money for him to try and help.
I see. So who was this awful man that they had to take over from?
He was a tyrant. They called him Embarrass. I wasn't there personally for the fight. I've only recently been hired since my king's reinstatement, so I wasn't personally on the forefront. But from what I hear, he was awful, and, well, he managed to wrangle a fair army of mechanicals to do his bidding.
How awful.
All for the better now, though. I've asked.
Well,
So you've asked me a question. Do you want to tell me why you're in the box, in the royalty box?
I have a friend up there. We've known each other for quite a while, Novus. And, well, it's the first time I've been able to visit them here, so invited me up to watch from VIP box.
So I'm going to assume that Novus is neither the journalist or the lady, so that only leaves the tabaxi, right?
That is correct.
Okay. That's fair.
Do you know much of Novus?
No. I've only been over this continent now for a couple of weeks. I only passed through Cartel briefly, and I heard of the king being usurped here. I didn't take for it, but I'm not here to be involved with personal affairs. I'm just here for this tournament.
Oh, why didn't you take for it?
If I were to meddle in another land's affairs, that could potentially lead back to my king, and therefore it would appear as though we are intervening in another land's affairs, and I don't want that to cast a shadow over him. He's only been reigned for some months now.
Oh no, of course. I wasn't suggesting that you should do that, but I was curious regarding your opinion on the change. Seeing as how you've already gone through possibly a similar scenario with your king.
From what I gather, the former king was, well, more in line with the Emaras sort of, if I can't get my people to do what I want, then I will make them. Democracy has a place, monarchy has a place, but tyrannicalism does not. I don't have I don't take issue with it.
Well, I've taken up enough of your time. I should get back, but I will leave you with one thought. So you're not only here for gold, you're also here for valor, and having hailed from a continent that has essentially rescued it from a terrible, terrible leader who enslaved Warforged, from what you're saying. It might be to earn some valor here. There was a Warforged that was killed for no reason. Just something to think about. Then Libby's gonna wander off.
Yeah, no response from Mogwin. He will simply ponder on that as you leave the the little mound hill that he was on, and make your way towards the dark, towards the light of the encampment.
Yeah, she's going to go back, relay everything to the group. What was said, what she's learned. She's going to say. She's going to kind of say, well, I don't know if he'll do anything. I'm not very good with lying, so I had to say a lot of truths. But whether he will do anything in terms of his own conscience, I don't know.
We should find Moose. Make sure he's okay.
Yeah.
Well, what I can say to help this along, I assume while Livy's gone off their own, it's been a good 10 minutes or so, unless the rest of the group, bar Moose, was just waiting. You guys could just make your way back to your spot.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In which you would then see Moose stood waiting.
How'd it go, Moose?
Well, I've found her. We had a chat. I'm going to hand Nim back for his bottle. She drank some.
Nice.
Maybe a little bit more than some. We didn't see the big guy, though. We were expecting him. I mean, I kept her talking for a while, but he didn't turn up.
Styles department.
Star nearby.
Should be there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am there, yes, I believe.
Oh.
Unless I'm kidnapped. Well, from what I understand, that he found a bard, but it may, in that case, not being the one that we intended.
So
What I'm hearing is when you described said bard to big person.
I had to use small words, bright colours, silly hat,
yeah, Star called a hit on someone
joke.
else.
bad jokes.
Wow, do you know what, Star? I would never get an innocent person hurt. I'm shocked.
I know. And now we're going to have to feel sorry for the poor guy that died for no reason.
Terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, well, people die for no reason all the time. Look at me, I died for no reason.
You came back twice.
Then maybe he should get better at dying. If I can come back.
We can't put the blame on ourselves for somebody else's violence. Okay, that's on numbers. Numbers chose not to use words, and that can't be blamed on us.
Thank you, Sephi. I really appreciate
it is
that.
in his name, isn't it? He uses numbers.
Yeah.
Well, but my part went perfectly. So I'm adamant that at least one of them isn't turning up tomorrow.
Excellent.
So should we all have a nice long rest and prepare for the thing tomorrow?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think everything's going to go well tonight.
Yeah,
we'll just
we can
get some sleep, yeah.
I'll put a word with Novus to be ready to allow replacements.
Then you'll be admitting that we did something.
Novus said Novus has already said to me that should a space come up, then he would put a word in for myself and Phelan to take their place instead of going in the order of those removed. I won't be telling them what's been done. I'll just say, if a space does come up, I do very much want to be in this tournament with my friends.
Perfect. Okay.
Sounds good to me. Let's get some rest.
Absolutely.
Well, your twin spell. The pair of you casting the Lehman's Tiny Hut, Liviana and Nimquist, can both create the spaces for you to camp in. Creating the domes, separating as you usually were, I believe, mostly the boys and the girls.
Always apart.
Is there anything that you want to do or keep an eye out or anything like that during the night?
The only thing I'm going to do is roll my dice and see what happens.
Are you cubing?
I am cubing.
Aren't we?
Speed cube.
Yeah. Well, I'll see Sephi because Sephi's the one I need at the moment.
You can do it outside the hut. 'Cause I can find space and all that.
Okay, I'll do it outside the hut. What's that? Oh, 3. I think 3 is one I need.
That says if
It
not,
is.
if yeah.
Okay.
I've thought of a system to help with that, but that's all good either way.
Oh, and it's sleight of hand.
Oh, I
Yes,
should be
and-
no bother. But
So,
as a show
as
of
you
solidarity, you, Moose, need to stand right beside me. So if shit goes wrong,
You've got this, and I'm going to pat you on the back and hold your shoulder and give you guidance that you've got this.
amazing.
You should get the gold first.
So this is the first time, Seppi, you'll see as he rolls the cube, it lands on a side that doesn't have an open compartment on. It's got a sealed, just like flat side with a glyph on the side. And as Moose hands you, maybe carefully, the cube, the panel opens up, and on the top surface you see there's several. This is a dex, right? If I'm
Yes,
thinking it.
this is.
Yeah. There's a couple of like. Maybe the dancing light spell, in all honesty. So there's a red, a green, and a blue, and it's just sort of flicking around in front of you, like holographically, and you get the sense that, well, you're going to need to catch them as quickly as you can. So, whatever the save or check is, Tony, let her know. I'm going to find your shit in case this.
It's a sleight of hand DC 18.
Oof, that's a high DC. Okay, right. Let's roll
You
this.
powered through quite a lot.
With
And I'll do my D4 as well.
Got this.
Oh, I've got it. I don't even
Oh,
need
legend.
D4. Don't even need it, mate. It's that good.
Beautiful.
You should charge
yeah.
extra. So.
As you quickly recognize the pattern of the lights dancing around. Why am I seeing bop it in my head? You quickly get into the pattern of red, green, blue, and keep doing that until all the colours of the dancing light extinguish as you grab them one by one. And do so, the panel that opened up shifts and does a 180 flip. And as you look in, there will be an empty compartment which has inside. I'm trying to find you. But it will be good. No one's blowing up.
Thank God.
Get
The
your
one
gold,
week you
Siffy.
open it.
He
I always
looks
forget
off.
where I put this blasted thing. Puzzle.
Get a +7.
I'm a monk with the skill choices of a rogue.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm just saying you were worried. You had +7.
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
but I mean, can always roll a 1.
You never roll badly, Seffi. You always roll amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Last session, I don't know if I rolled above a 7.
Yeah. I think that Frog's helped put you off for a bit, but now he's gone. You can focus.
Let's blame the frog.
He's alive.
I definitely need to put this text document in a better fucking location. Ah, she blows. There we go. This is number 5, correct? Tony?
It is, yes. This is the 5th item.
Yes. Right, so I will message the. So inside you'll find. If you add to your inventory something called the metronome. For description, when you open a compartment, it appears to be like a small rabbit doll. So it's stitched together. It's very burlap sack basics and buttons. There's a couple of ears, like a blue and a white stitched pattern. Very unusual. And there will be an inscription that you will be looking for, which I will message you. We'll say it's on the inscription. We'll say it's on the little taggy on the butt.
Perfect.
But yeah, and then
Thank
Sephi, you
you.
see that as I'm picturing you handing the cube back to Moose, and he reaches inside and pulls out a toy, pulls out a soft toy.
Oh, that's adorable.
Thank you. I have no idea why it's in here.
You've got no memory of it. Okay, this is going to be a weird question. Do you remember, like, your whole life, or do you have, like, memory loss?
Was it 5 gold or 10 gold that you wanted for
10.
opening that?
Let's go with 10.
10. I think I'll give you 15 and we'll forget the question. Have a good evening.
I'd say it out of care, but I will absolutely take the extra 5 gold.
He saunters on back to his hut.
I'll hand over. Literally, it's going to be a case of I'm holding my box, looking at this toy, not even paying attention to giving over the gold. Just have it and heading into the hut to stare at my thing.
Could have phrased it better.
Go towards the top.
You're in the same tent as him.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least has Seffi picked on her rat lately?
Yeah, but she does it in private, you know, like a normal person.
not
Not
in a shared camp.
Dying.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not that late in the evening, it'd be like 9 p.m. or something like that. So as Nim and Star, you were in your hut. Moose left at some point and then returned, and he's got a toy in his hand. It would appear he maybe have gone to one of the stalls and picked him up a souvenir, maybe.
That is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. And he's carrying a doll.
Yeah, as you see me walk in with this doll, you'll hear a literal ticking coming from the doll.
That is not ominous at all. Why do you have a doll, Moose? Why do you have a doll?
Seffi's just found this from my box. If you'll excuse me, and I'm just going to go sit in the corner, facing the corner with my doll.
Are you playing Barbie dolls?
Essentially, that's what's going to happen for a few minutes. You'll probably see me just playing with the doll, trying to figure it out.
If we get a male one, you can like kiss and stuff.
My God.
Yeah, because this is entertaining, I'm going to do a little screenshot of the toy so everyone can have a nice little. Because it's so we're saying it's sweet, but it's a little bit like if everyone has seen the movie 9, it's a little bit fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There we go. Put it in the maps and extra stuff, but yeah, sort of blue and light tan green button eyes. It's ragged and seems very like used, and it's just and for Moose as well, it's probably like a good size against his body, size of his arm, but you'd be able to like tie it to your bell or whatever.
I miss Jinx.
That is not nice.
Oh.
Jinx would have been very useful to have in this situation, and let's just hope our friend is doing okay though.
Monkey said not.
Monkey doesn't know much anyway. I'm sure Monkey doesn't know much.
But you seem to listen to him.
Yeah. Anything about me I listen to, so you know.
Okay, well, I guess long rest for me. Ready for tomorrow.
I'm going to rest as well.
Okay.
Most please keep that doll away from me. I do not like the look of it.
I will definitely do that, and I'll inch it ever so closer.
Yeah, the one thing if you want him not to do something, don't tell him to not do it, because he'll do the opposite.
And then there's this still like in this dome, which is quite quiet from the outside inwards, but now there's just like this ticking noise constantly inside.
It's the constant tick.
And it's not Moose.
Is that thing going to explode?
No.
Also, Tony, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
I just remembered what that was. So if everyone wants to turn in for the night, has anyone got any extra little bits before taking a long rest?
Just I'm going to use prestidigitation to make the smell of the ocean again in the hut.
The smell of the
I'm gonna
ocean.
have to kick you out.
Yeah, just while I'm sleeping.
Okay.
Tone,
That's fine. Maybe the
Moose.
sound would be better.
Moose,
I mean,
Moose,
I can have
Moose.
I can have a bit of both. So yeah, I'll just-
Turn that fucking clock off.
Moose,
Yeah,
wouldn't it be
basically.
hilarious? Is when he falls asleep, when he's asleep, we end the hut, move 6 foot the other way, and do the hut, so he's not in the hut at all night.
Game.
Because that
Yeah.
smell of the sea is going to put me off.
100% big fan.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
Perfect. so recasting the spell and leaving him just on the dirt on his own is that the game?
He's dead to us
So
anyway.
rude.
If he's asleep, do me a perception at disadvantage to notice the sudden change of the floor. It's no longer comfortable bedroll, etc.
Perception disadvantage.
Because you're sleeping.
Yep. Till 10.
I'll say it's not enough to disturb your slumber.
That's fair.
It's a rougher sleep, but yeah, not enough to wake you up.
Nice.
Nice.
You sleep on floor too. No. With that, that would be a good time for a little break as we come up to the final day.